So I have actually rewatched Black Summer for the 4th time on Netflix. If you have not seen Black Summer, I highly recommend you go see Black Summer. Phenomenal zombie show. I have seen at one point, a couple years ago, I think about in 2018, I had seen every single zombie movie ever made, every single zombie show. Walking Dead sucks. The Black Summer, I think, is probably the most phenomenal zombie show I have ever seen, zombie product I've ever seen. Each season has 8 episodes, I believe. I don't remember because I just kind of binged it all in once. It is actually a prequel to a show called Z Nation, which I had always said was the superior version of The Walking Dead. Reason being is because it's actually fucking fun to watch. Unlike The Walking Dead, where nothing happens and it just whatever, Dale Dixon or Dale Dribble or whatever the hell his name is, I don't even care. Derry, I don't even know his name. It's the guy with the crossbow that everyone loves. You know, that dude. Daryl Dixon, that's it. He doesn't mean anything to me. The Walking Dead sucks, but anyways, Black Summer is the prequel to Z Nation. Z Nation is basically The Walking Dead, but like I said, it's very funny. It's just, spoiler alert, this is going to have spoilers in this entire video, so just heads up on that. Number one, I love zombies. Zombies are my favorite kind of horror movie. You know, some people got their slashers, you got your paranormal shit. I love zombies. I think zombies are just the coolest shit. And my thing about it though, and I have a couple nitpicks about zombie movies, like for one, even if a zombie apocalypse did happen, which I don't think it's even possible if it did happen, because it's just stupid to imagine that it would. But if a zombie apocalypse ever did happen, I think just shooting them in the legs would be, you know, efficient enough to take them out. And the reason I say that is because when you get shot, if you get stabbed, if you get cut, you bleed. Especially if it's a pretty, like, devastating wound on your body, you're gonna bleed out. And it's just so funny to me that whenever zombies get shot, they just keep running for hours and it's like nothing happens. Well, the thing is, whenever you start bleeding, you start losing a lot of blood, right? Like, obviously, your body starts to shut down. And if you have no blood in your body, you shouldn't be able to fucking move your body, but zombies do anyways, and it just makes no sense. I don't even think anybody's even thought about this. Like, do you guys remember back when zombies actually wanted to eat brains? I know that was a concept that was created in the 80s, the zombies used to be able to just eat any part of your body, but then it was all about brains. And then zombies just became like, oh, I'm gonna bite you and run away, and then you're just gonna change in 5 seconds for no reason. The Z Nation was about this guy named the Murphy. His name is Murphy. And he gets bit, and the whole point of the show is to basically get Murphy from, I think, New York, I don't remember where he came from, to California in a research thing because he's infected with the zombie virus, but he doesn't change into a zombie. He just becomes like a human-zombie hybrid. So what that means is he just becomes a human being with blue skin that can, like, control zombies with his mind, and it's just really fascinating. And you would think like, okay, there's no danger, right? At this point, like, hey, where's the problem? Where's the danger in the show? Murphy's kind of an asshole. That's the thing. You can't really trust him as far as you can throw him. He's kind of a shady character, but he's a very lovable character at the same time. And when you go back to Black Summer, which is a vastly different show, but it is technically the prequel to Z Nation, because in Z Nation they do talk about Black Summer being the day, the week, the month, or the summertime whenever the zombie apocalypse first happened. And then we go to the actual show of Black Summer, and it's just carnage. But what I really love about the show is you never know who's going to die. Like in The Walking Dead, you know Daryl Dixon's never going to die, so there's no point putting him into like any kind of danger, because it's just like, yeah, okay. You know, a main character in these kind of shows, you're not going to see them get eaten, so what's the point? There's no risk, you know, there's no fear factor involved with it. But in Black Summer, it's not really the case. You really don't know who's going to go out. Now, you got your main character, Rose, but you really don't feel like she's going to make it, especially in Season 2, so it's like, ugh! It's also broken up into different segments, and what I really liked about, it's more prominently done in the first season opposed to the second season, but especially the first episode of Black Summer, you see shit happening from different perspectives of different people, and it's all out of order. So, like, one scene you see this girl get hit by a car, and she becomes a zombie. But before you see that, you just see her on the ground, and you don't know what happened to her before she becomes a zombie, but you never see her turn into that zombie. And then there's another perspective of her actually, turning into the fucking zombie. And then she gets up and you see the whole thing from her perspective of how she's like running around the neighborhood, trying to like find people to attack. And you just see how dumb they are, because they just like, they don't really seem to understand how to use doors, but they know how to burst through fucking doors, or burst through glass, or jump over fences and shit. The zombies are fucking terrifying. I love it. I think it's phenomenally good. It's good entertainment. Black Summer, each episode is probably like anywhere between 25 to 45 minutes. I think the final episode was like an hour or something. I don't remember. Like I said, I binged the whole thing, so to me it was just like a non-stop running program. And then when you get to Z Nation, every episode is just like 25 minutes. If you don't even know what Z Nation is, if you want a good indication of what it's even about, it's basically fucking Sharknado, but with zombies. I've never seen Sharknado, but I do love zombies, and I have seen Z Nation, and I loved it so much. The characters are funny in Z Nation too. It's great. Fun fact, the second main character of Z Nation, her name is Warden. She's actually in one of the Sharknado movies playing the exact same character. It is fucking what? Black Summer has 2 seasons on Netflix. I'm really hyped up for the 3rd season whenever it comes out. The problem with Black Summer, though, I would say, is because it comes out like every 2 years, I think. Whenever I saw the 2nd season, I completely forgot who the characters from the 1st season were, apart from the first guy from the 1st episode, because I just remembered him. He was like the tubby guy that ran constantly. He ran faster and like harder than he should be physically capable of doing so, but I guess if you're under fear and the stress, you can do anything, especially when you got somebody trying to eat you coming up behind you on your ass. So I don't know, but when I was watching it, it took me about, I don't know, like 4 or 5 episodes to realize who these characters were. And I think what really caught me on was one of the characters named Sun, who is the best character in the show. She's a Vietnamese girl who does not speak a lick of English. You don't understand what she's saying for both seasons, and she's the only one that makes it out at the end. I'm not saying everybody dies, of course. I'm not saying that, but she is the one that escapes, and you feel so good for Sun when she gets out, especially when I'm not going to say what happens, of course, but I'm spoiling, but I'm not exactly spoiling. But when she gets out, the guy that's like transporting her speaks Korean, and was she Korean or Vietnamese? It was one of the two. But regardless, the guy starts speaking her language, and she is just so happy somebody can understand her. It is well deserved. You're just like, yes, thank you, Son. Way to go. I'm happy for you. And it's just fascinating to me that you go from Black Summer, which is just a scary, anxiety-ridden zombie show where you just on the edge of your seat because you're just like, oh my god, what is the fuck are they gonna do? And then you go to Z Nation, which is just basically a Sharknado program, but it's a TV show that originally came out on Sci-Fi. But now that it's on Netflix, we got that Netflix money, so we're just like, well, yeah. But I'm just waiting for season 3 of Black Summer. I'm talking about so many zombie shows, I keep forgetting which one I'm talking about. And I'm ready. I'm ready for season 3. I can't wait. I know it's going to be like the #1 show on Netflix for the whole weekend until people forget about it again. I haven't forgot about it. Like I said, I've watched it a couple times now. I love the show. I will rewatch it again probably in about 6 months again because I love it that much. It's so great. My favorite episode in the entire show is when they spent the 5 characters, Sun included. The other 4, they don't really matter. They die. But they're all inside of this like diner, and there's 2 zombies outside the diner, and all they're doing is just talking about like who's going to be sacrificed to go so they can escape, which is just a bigger problem because when a zombie bites you in the show, you literally turn within like 8 seconds. So you're just adding more to the problem than actually solving it, and it's just funny to me. These people have witnessed this stuff already, but they haven't figured out like why that's a bad idea. They're just desperate, and that's what I appreciate about it. But if you haven't seen Black Summer, highly recommend it. If you haven't seen Z Nation, I can understand why you probably have trouble sitting through it, but I promise you it gets really fucking good. Like, especially once Murphy becomes blue, which is like the season finale of the first season. When he becomes blue, that's when the show gets really good, in my opinion. I don't know. I love Z Nation. I love zombies. I love Black Summer. Ready for season 3. Also, if you haven't seen them, I don't know what's going on, but South Korea is doing all these zombie shows on Netflix, and they are just phenomenal. Zombie movies too, like Train to Busan. Everyone fucking knows Train to Busan. Not a lot of people seem to understand the concept of Train to Busan. They're just like, zombies on a train, snakes on a plane. Same thing. There's another one called #Alive. That one was pretty good too. There was one that We Are Alive. I believe that's what it was called. There's a season 2 of that one coming out pretty soon. It's a basically Korean show of zombies in a high school, and that is it's such an exhausting show to watch, but in a good way. Because it's kind of like Black Summer, where you don't really know when these characters or who's gonna die next. It's just kind of like, what the fuck? And the zombies are pretty gruesome in that one as well. But that one is harder for me to watch because it's 45 minutes an episode, and it's just nonstop chaos, and you're just kind of like, God damn, okay, I get it. It's kind of like watching a John Wick movie. You're just like, you love John Wick, but after like 3 movies, he's killing so many people. And you're just kind of like, oh my god, I get it. You headshot everybody, but I'm still happy that this movie is a thing, and I want to see part 4 whenever chapter 4 comes out. So, on that note, if you haven't seen these TV shows and movies, highly recommend you watching them. If you have, let me know what you think in the comments below. And thank you guys for watching. Black Summer 3, Netflix, hurry, please.